Good morning, family. This is K Steps with Undiluted TV, and I'm coming to you with some breaking news. Um, Apparently, sometime today, there has been um, another active shooter. Yeah, there's been another mass shooting, and this time it was at a Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida. Um, they're reporting right now that there are four dead, including the suspect. Um, and I'll just let you hear a little bit of what they have to say about it.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan. At approximately 6:51 this morning, the call went out to the Escambia County Sheriff's Office Central Dispatch that there was an active shooter on Naval Air Station Pensacola. We had two units immediately respond, many to come behind, of course. Uh, while we would love to do a full disclosure with you this morning about everything that we are aware of, quite obviously we cannot do that. There are things that we are now in the investigative process that are required to be held back by not just the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, but our lead federal agencies, which of course are the FBI and the ATF and the associated federal partners that we have, and the U.S. Attorney's Office is also present. As the mayor said, I want to assure our community that the threat has been negated. Our community is secure at this time. We have no reason to believe, or are we looking for any additional shooters within Escambia County, not just within the parameters of NAS Pensacola. I would tell you, this strikes home particularly hard for me as a retired military member. Walking through the crime scene was like being on the set of a movie. And as the mayor eloquently put, you just don't expect this to happen at home. This doesn't happen in Escambia County. It doesn't happen in Pensacola. It doesn't happen to our friends and neighbors who are members of the United States Navy. But it did, and it has. And so for now, we're here to pick up the pieces. We have two officers at the Escambia County Sheriff's Office in the initial response that negated the threat that are now in a local hospital. We expect them to fully recover. It was a member of the Escambia County Sheriff's Office that did negate the threat. I will share that with you. It was one of our officers that did that. As the captain said, we have as of right now, we do have 4 deceased and approximately 8 total. That includes the ones that have deceased, by the way, that are injured. The crime scene processing continues under the auspices of the FBI and the ATF. We are lending all local assistance that we have to this effort. Everything from command buses to crime scene techs if they are so needed.
And that was the um, I can't
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan.
Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan. Yes, there has been another shooting, another mass shooting in Pensacola, Florida, at the Naval Air Station, Naval Air Station Pensacola. Um, they are saying that 4 are dead, 4 are injured, so there were 8 in total, and the suspect is dead. That's what he meant when he kept saying that the suspect has been negated, the shooter has been negated. That means that the shooter is dead. And according to him, the shooter was actually shot by one of the deputy sheriffs, and the 2 sheriffs that took the shooter out, they're also in the hospital. So I just wanted to come to you with that breaking story that there has been another, yes, another active shooter incident in the United States, with right now with them saying 4 dead and 4 injured, and among the dead is the suspect. And we have no other information. We don't have a name for the suspect. We don't have any kind of motive or anything like that. This is all the information that's coming out right now. So I just wanted to bring you that breaking news so that you could be aware of that. And this, of course, is in Pensacola, Florida. Also, some more what I consider breaking news, because if I had not seen mention of it in the comments of this very video that I just let you listen to, if I had not seen mention of it in those comments, I never would have known about it. Because again, it's something that mainstream media is not talking about. It's something that mainstream media is not reporting on. Mainstream media is real quiet about this. And I want to bring you this information right quick so that you'll know what's going on in this arena. I'm just waiting for this article to come up because it's real interesting. It's very interesting, and it comes from this article comes from the Hayride, something that I've never heard of. The Hayride. That's where this article is coming from. The Hayride, not CNN, not MSNBC, not the New York Times, not Fox, not ABC, not NBC, but the Hayride. And when I started to do my Google search on it after, like I said, being getting the heads up from the comment that I saw in the video, um, this was the first one that came up because usually when it's national, and when it's important information like this or it's an important story or whatever, usually the first people that come up, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, NBC, or something like this. No, the Hayride. And as I continued my search, I looked for something from one of the major news organizations. Nothing. So again, this is coming from the Hayride. This was December the 4th, 2019 by Bethany Blankley. Bethany Blankley. Jeffrey Epstein's private banker found dead by suicide, model Scott MIA. Jeffrey Epstein's private wealth banker, Thomas Bauer, 55, was found dead in his California home before Thanksgiving. Bauer brokered and signed off on multiple millions of dollars in controversial Deutsche Bank, Deutsche Bank and Citibank loans for over 2 decades. His death was ruled a suicide by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner. Epstein was also found dead reportedly by hanging, according to the New York City Medical Examiner, although there was nothing in his cell except for a roll of toilet paper. True Pundit says that Citi loaned Epstein more than 100 million, allowing him to make thousands of wire transfers from the bank. Bowers was previously the chief of Deutsche Bank's private wealth management division in New York City. At Citi, meaning Citibank, at Citi he was chief of the Citi Private Bank and also ran Citigroup's global markets and wealth management businesses. The loans to Epstein were personal and commercial, True Pundit founder Mike Thomas Payne Moore said. The Citi loans, I can confirm, were for more than 25 million. Some were secured, some were not. Moore previously ran an anti-money laundering for Citigroup. When Bowers left Citi for Deutsche Bank, Epstein's business followed. Bowers left Deutsche Bank in 2015. The FBI subpoenaed Deutsche Bank in May for all loans and accounts linked to Epstein. Deutsche Bank closed Epstein's accounts weeks after the bank was served federal subpoenas. Deutsche has opened more than 12 bank accounts for Epstein through which he received and sent wire transfers of millions of funds. Federal law enforcement officials said the FBI planned to interview all Wall Street wealth fund managers who worked for Epstein, including Bowers. Epstein made Bowers and his financial institutions hundreds of millions of dollars, one executive said, according to True Pundit. It really didn't even matter that Epstein stiffed Citi for $30 million in defaults because he brought so much new money, new blood in. Citi made far more than it lost. According to the American Banker, Epstein brought lucrative clients into J.P. Morgan's private banking unit and was close to former head Jess Stolley, who visited Epstein's private island as recently as 2015. Leon Black, Apollo Global Management's billionaire chairman, met with the financier from time to time at the company's New York offices and used Epstein for tax and philanthropic advice. Epstein's model scout, Jean-Luc Brunel, 72, is also missing, the Mirror reports. Investigators who want to interview Frenchman Jean-Luc Brunel, 72, said he is a ghost who has disappeared without a trace. It is understood inquiries are being made in Brazil, the U.S., and Europe. French prosecutors have opened their own inquiry into the crimes of American financier Epstein, 66. The convicted pedophile, a friend of Prince Andrew, committed suicide in jail on August 10 while awaiting trial on child sex trafficking charges. Brunel, who helped fund the New York model agency MC2 and is credited with finding supermodels such as Christy Turlington, has strenuously denied any wrongdoing. Epstein had invested $1 million to help launch Bruno's Miami-based modeling firm MC2 in return for a supply of girls on tap, according to one lawsuit, even allegedly sending him three 12-year-old girls as a sick birthday present, the New York Post reports. Virginia Roberts Gouffet, one of Epstein's longtime accusers, alleged in court documents that Brunel farmed out modeling hopefuls to Epstein and that she was also forced to have sex with the model agency boss. And we also know, even though this report right here says that he died of suicide, we also know that a coroner just came out about a week ago, week and a half ago, and said that his murder was that his death was not a suicide. That report came out a couple of weeks ago that Epstein's um, death was not a suicide, that it was actually a homicide. And I'll try to find uh, an article on that and link that in the description box as well. But yes, so we got folks missing left and right. We got folks dying left and right, and all of them are connected to this Jeffrey Epstein thing. So his private banker, Thomas Bauer, 55, was found dead in his California home before Thanksgiving, and it was ruled a suicide because he was hanging. He was hung, so it was ruled a suicide. And this older gentleman, this French dude, Jean-Luc Brunel, who was Epstein's model scout and was supposedly the one that had opened this model agency and allegedly was actually sending girls, as young as 12 years old to Jeffrey, to Jeffrey Epstein for sexual purposes or maybe for trafficking purposes or whatever. He's gone completely missing. He has disappeared without a trace. And they say it is understood that inquiries are being made about him in Brazil, the U.S., and all over Europe. So the plot thickens with this case, and this is and no wonder none of this is being reported in mainstream media. No wonder nobody's saying anything about this, because people are dropping like flies. So it's going to be real, real interesting to see, and all the big banks in the world and all the major financiers and all of this. You got the American banker, you got JP Morgan being brought into this, you got Apollo Global Management being brought into this, you got Citibank being brought into this, you got Deutsche Bank being brought into this, you got all of these huge um, banks, these huge, I mean, these people that deal with money that some of us can't even think about. All of them are connected to Jeffrey Epstein in some kind of way. And they say one of these guys, which one? Let's see. They say the former head of J.P. Morgan's private banking unit, uh, Jess Stolley, visited Epstein's private island as recently as 2015. So they always said that he had some high powered friends, and he knew some people in some big places and all of this. And even though he's supposedly dead, um, it's still all of this is still coming back to these folks. It's still coming back to them. Him being dead is not enough. It's not going to be enough to protect some of these high powered people. you know and now his banker, who was supposed to testify, and supposed to be questioned and all of this by the FBI, now this banker is dead. Supposedly he hung himself in his California home right before Thanksgiving. And this 72-year-old man, this Jean-Luc Brunel, he was also going to be questioned by the FBI, and his name had also been thrown in court documents and all of that, and now he's just missing. He's just disappeared without a trace. So the plot thickens with this. So I definitely wanted to bring you that, because that's something that you're not going you're gonna have to search real deep to find anything about this, to find any information about Thomas Bauer, um, Jeffrey Epstein's private banker. He was his private personal banker. They called him his private wealth banker. You know what I'm saying? These folks dealt in billions and billions of dollars. And so no, you're not gonna find too much of this in mainstream media. But just know that the plot is thickening. Just know that on the heels of, like I said, the report coming out that said that Jeffrey Epstein did not commit suicide, that it was homicide. On the heels of that, now we have the banker dead, supposedly by his own hand. And we have this older gentleman, this Jean-Luc Brunel, who was supposed to be over this modeling agency and all of that. Now we have him missing. So we just got to keep watching that to see what the fallout is going to be. But I just wanted to bring you these two stories. 4 dead, including suspect, after active shooting incident at Naval Air Station Pensacola. And Jeffrey Epstein's private banker found dead by suicide. And his model scout is missing in action. He's gone. He's done disappeared. That we don't know whether that means he's somewhere dead, or whether that means he just got ghosts. They just had to make sure that he got ghosts. But anyway, he's nowhere to be seen. So the description, the links to these two articles will be in the description box. Like I said, I'll try to find an article where they talk about the report that came out that said that Jeffrey Epstein did not die from suicide. I'll try to find something on that and link that in the description box as well. Please like this video. Please share this video if you see fit. Please subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000, and I'm looking forward to that landmark 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to the video, to the channel if you have not subscribed. Please hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when we upload videos. Please comment down in the comments section and tell me what you think about all of this. This whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is really a little bit, it's kind of funny, because I guess they must have thought by killing him, or pretending that he's dead or whatever, that somehow or another all of this would just go away. No, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we got to see who's gonna be left standing when the dust settles. We got to see who's still gonna be left standing. But of course, there's nothing funny about another active shooter. There's nothing funny about another mass shooting. There's nothing funny about it. But yeah, like I said, all of this information will be in the description box. The link to the PayPal for the channel will be in the description box if you so choose to support the channel in that way. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. Um, you just don't know how much your comments and your likes and your subscriptions mean to me. I really really appreciate them. They are greatly appreciated. I thank you so very much. And that's all I got for you right now. But stay tuned. As soon as it comes to me, I'll bring it to you. You guys have a good day.